Welcome to yoga. Thanks for joining me today. I'm going to use a little blanket to sit up on. So if you have a prop or a cushion or pillow, please use that to elevate your hips a little bit so you can find lots of length through the spine when we start in our seated posture. And I'm going to cross one leg in front of the other. So we'll switch it up so you can start whichever side you like. So easy pose, so lifting the flesh from your sitting bones. Again, so we can lengthen through the spine. So, trying to have the hips a little bit higher than the knees is always a nice idea, just for the hip flexors. Keep everything nice and open. And then let's bring the shoulders up by the ears, give them a good squeeze, and then pull them back behind you, and then tag a little weight into your elbows. And rest the hands gently on the thighs, either palms down or up. And then gently let the eyes close. We'll take a few moments at the beginning to center and ground. And as you do that, I want you to check in with your posture and your pelvis. So we want our pelvis to be neutral. We don't want to arch the low back and jut our belly forward or our ribs forward. So see if you can find a nice neutral. So maybe tuck your tailbone under a little bit, rounding the back, and then lift up. So we want to use and engage our core muscles to support our posture. So it shouldn't be too difficult, but we also don't want to just hang out. We want to find that lift and that neutral pelvis. So just a little awareness and engagement in the core as we come to our seat. And we gently close the eyes. Part your lips to make sure your jaw is soft. Bringing awareness to your breath as it moves in and out of your nose. And we'll take the opportunity here at the beginning of our practice to maybe set an intention or a dedication if you'd like. Always optional. And if you're choosing to do that, you'll repeat it 3 times to yourself. Sort of anchor that into your subconscious for the rest of the practice. So bringing that awareness back to your breath. Take a few breaths here to sort of, again, center and ground and anchor our intention. Breathing. As you're breathing, we're beginning to sort of expand each inhale and exhale a little bit, lengthening and opening the breath. Let's take a few more breaths here. Noticing just how this minor beginning attention on the breath and deepening the breath sort of brings you into this present moment. Hopefully, maybe not for everybody, but hopefully it does that or starts to move you in that direction. And we'll just gently let the eyes flutter open. I want you to keep the gaze nice and soft. And then as we inhale, we're going to lift the arms up, gather a little energy, breathe in deep. And then as you exhale, float the arms down by the side, nice and easy. Inhale, sweep up. Deep breath in. And exhale, let it out. Good, let's do that one more time. Inhale, reach. And exhale. Let's have to be grateful to the kitty for not walking across the computer. Let's inhale, sweep. We're going to find a nice, easy twist here. So bring one arm forward, one arm back, nice and easy, twisting from the upper body. So hand comes maybe to the thigh and arm behind you. Touch down, lift the chest open. Release as you bring the arms back to center. Inhale, reach. And then we'll exhale, twisting the other direction, nice and tall. Think length before twist. Breathe in. Good, release back to center. Okay, we're gonna do that twice more. Inhale. Moving with your breath, exhale, twist. Maybe each time you find a little more twist, looking with the head, neck, and eyes, but be mindful of the back and the sacrum. Inhale, lift. So we want to keep our pelvis grounded as we just twist sort of from the upper thoracic spine and the neck and shoulders, eyes twist behind you. Good, releasing on your exhale. One more time each way. Inhale. Exhale, twist. Releasing on your exhale to center. Last time, reach. And twist. Deep breath in. Good, release. Back to center. Excellent. So we're going to walk our hands forward, out in front of you, just to stretch through the back a little bit. You can drop your forehead toward the floor or not. And then whichever leg you have in front, we're going to walk toward that foot. So just reaching over, keep the hips grounded and back, relax your head. Breathe into this hip. Take another breath here. Slowly walk your hands back to center and then come back to your seated posture. Walk your hands back behind you, under your shoulders, and roll your shoulders back as you lift the heart to the sky. Take a deep breath into the chest. Shoulders are rolling back. Maybe you're on your fingertips. That feels good. Could be on palms if you want more of a stretch for the forearms. You're ready for that. Good. Come back upright, sitting up tall, and then we'll switch the cross of the legs. So bring the other leg in front. Sit up tall, we'll walk forward again, nice and low. Take your time and come only as far as you feel comfortable while keeping the hips back. Slowly, as you're ready, follow that other foot to the other side and relax down. Breathe here into that hip. Good, we'll slowly walk the hands back and come back upright. Take it behind one more time. Walk your hands back, roll your shoulders, lift your sternum and chest. Deep breath into the lungs here. And slowly come back. Good, we're gonna squeeze the shoulders up. Give them a good squeeze, breathe in. As you exhale, sigh it out and drop your shoulders. Inhale, squeeze again. Exhale, release. One more time, squeeze. And sigh it out. Nice. Good, so now we're gonna sit up nice and tall and just do a couple neck releases. So drop the chin to the chest. And as always in the practice, if anything is uncomfortable at all, please don't do it. Listen to your body, especially since we're virtual and I'm not there to see as easily. Please make sure you're working in a comfortable way for your body today. So the chin is forward, we're breathing into the back of the neck and shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are still broad and not hunched forward. So nice and open in the chest. Just the head is forward. A weight to stretch the back of your neck. And then just gently begin to rock ear to shoulder as you inhale. As you exhale, chin comes toward the chest. So since we're breathing nice and slowly and smoothly, the movement should kind of follow that breath. Side to side a couple of times. You might have an area where you want to work a little more with the breath. If you've got a little kink or something that's talking to you, maybe you work there a little bit. And when you do that, if you do have an area that's tight, make sure you're not overstretching into it. You want to give the muscles space to release. So in order to do that, you have to have a little movement with the breath. So we don't want to, even though sometimes it feels good to really pull and stretch, you want to soften around it so the muscle can relax. Good, exhale, come forward. We'll inhale, the head comes upright. Drop the shoulders. Retract your chin slightly. Make sure the head is directly above the spine. And again, the shoulders are open. We're just going to look side to side. So inhale as you come to one side. Bringing the chin. The chin should be about parallel to the floor. Inhale, come through center. Exhale to the other side. Inhaling center. Exhale, look over the shoulder. Good, inhale and exhale. One more time. Great, come back to center. I'm going to remove my blanket. We're going to come into a tabletop position on the hands and the knees. You're welcome to bring a blanket or cushion under your knees if you'd like. Bring the knees under your hip points and the hands and palms under the shoulders. You can also take fists if you have any wrist concerns or pain or issues to take pressure off the wrist. That's an option. If your hands are down, you're going to brighten your fingers on the mat as far apart as you can get them and rotate your internal elbow toward the front of the mat. So that's going to help bring the shoulders down the back. And then we also want to make sure we've got a softness to the elbow so we're not hyperextending, we're locking the joints. So soften there just a little bit. Engage the navel toward the spine, tops of the feet to the floor. Good. Connect to your breath here, and then as we inhale, we'll drop the belly. We're going to send the tail and the crown to opposite corners of the room you're in. As you exhale, round and drop the head and the tailbone. Press up with the spine. Inhale as you open your chest. Exhale as you round your spine. Make sure you're not dumping weight into the wrists here, so you're using your finger pads as well. Easy to kind of forget that, so engage your fingers. Engage the tops of your feet into the floor as well. Good, one more round. And we'll meet in a neutral spine. Back to your tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes under. See if you can connect all 10 toes to the floor. So they're tucked under. We're going to stretch our feet a little bit. So you're going to just push back until you feel a nice deep stretch in your feet. You may not go far. That's okay. So I want you to, again, find a position that feels good for you, not overstretching. Maybe you relax your head to the floor, maybe not. You could use a block or a blanket here or something, a prop if you have or need. And then I want you to breathe into the soles of your feet. Imagine bringing the energy up from the soles of your feet. And relaxing and softening with the exhale. Let's take one more breath here. Use an inhale to pull yourself back into a tabletop, soften the toes to the floor. Good, we're gonna tuck the toes under again and slowly peel the hips up to come into a modified downward dog. So we're not gonna straighten the legs just yet. Make sure your arms are correct and rotating in the right direction, soft elbows. Peel the hips up slowly. Keep the knees bent and imagine pushing your chest towards your legs. Begin to pedal your feet, walk out your dog. So one leg bends, the other straightens. Beginning to feel this in your hamstrings just a little bit, maybe a lot. Keeping the breath moving through the feet and the backs of your legs. Good, and then we're going to slowly walk ourselves up. Take a nice slow stroll. I'd like you to think about the connection of the feet to the mat as you walk yourself up toward the front of the mat. Once you get to the top, separate your feet hip width apart or 2 fists, bending your knees as much as you need to touch the floor with your fingers. Then we're going to tuck the forehead to the shin and hang the head nice and heavy. You can kind of play with the weight on the feet, so shifting forward and back or side to side. And just notice how you feel in the legs here. Just taking note. Breath in and out. Nice, easy forward bend. Let's let the arms hang. We're going to grab opposite elbows and dangle just like a pendulum. So gently sway side to side. Make the head heavy. Releasing the arms and then slowly round and roll up. Grounding into your feet, feeling your back unfurl one vertebra at a time. Getting to the top, shrug your shoulders, open your chest, and we'll find our mountain pose. So even weight on the feet, we want to tilt the tailbone down just a little bit. So you want your hip points to be nice and straight ahead like headlights. So you can kind of let the tailbone go up. So arching in the low back, see how the headlights kind of point down, and then tucking the tailbone, the headlights will kind of point up. So you want to find a nice neutral position for your pelvis. So imagine it was a bowl and you were carrying water in it. So you want it nice and even here. Engage the core again, heavy suitcases in the hands, chest is open, crown of the head tall, soft, firm footing. Breathe here in your mountain pose. Good, let's inhale and reach the arms back behind you while keeping that pelvis neutral. Open your chest. Imagine you're a sail catching a wind here. Open the arms back behind you. Breathe here. And then let's take it all the way up. Inhale. Good. Connect and touch the hands. And then as you exhale, I want you to bend and soften the knees and fold over the legs here. Bow forward. Inhale as you lengthen your spine halfway from the floor, flat back. And exhale, bow. We'll roll it up again. Inhale. Kind of drag your hands along your thighs if you'd like, and your legs. Open the chest back to your mountain pose. Inhale, reach back again, open the sail. Keep the pelvis neutral, pull the arms back to stretch the chest. Pull through your fingertips, breathe in. Exhale, send the arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, swan dive. Empty the lungs. Inhale, come halfway up, lengthen your spine. Exhale as you melt in your forward fold. Each time you're here, you're just noticing how the legs are doing. Inhale, roll it up, pull yourself up, nice and slow. Shrug your shoulders, open your chest. Back to our mountain pose. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, reach the arms back like a sail. Fill the lungs. On the exhale, lift the arms up. Breathe in here. Exhale, blow it out and fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, bow. Roll it up one more time. Shrug your shoulders and open your chest. Awesome. So let's move a little bit with the breath. So we'll get into a little easy flow here. Reach back, inhale, lift. All the way up. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway. And exhale, melt forward. Hands will plant next to your feet, and this time we'll take a giant step back with one leg. Drop your back knee and uncurl the toes. I want you to find a scissor action with the legs. You can use a cushion under the knee if you need. This knee is stacked above the heel. This leg can move forward or back depending on how tight you are in this hip flexor. So listen to your body. Lifting up, again, neutral pelvis here. You should feel a stretch here. Reach up. Open the chest. That scissor action of the leg is going to lift us through the midline. Breathe in. Good. Exhale, float the hands down. Frame the foot. Plant your hands. Tuck your back toes under and lift that knee. We're going to pivot our back foot down and check you've got heel to arch alignment here. So we're going to use our front quad to power up and reverse a cartwheel to warrior two. So now my hips are facing the long edge of the mat, but I'm opening my front hip to the front of the mat. So my hips are nice and open, and I'm tracking my hip with my knee joint. Good. Lengthen the arms and gaze to the front palm. Breathe in. I want you to find length through the torso while letting this hip rotate open. Both feet are firmly rooted and grounded. From here, we're going to take the forearm to the front thigh, and we're going to reach the other arm over the ear, palm toward the floor for side angle pose. If you're more advanced and you want to take your arm to the floor, you can. I encourage you not to go too deep. Reach the arm over, keep the shoulder grounded, and keep rotating the heart toward the sky a little bit. So thinking of a line of energy from the top hand and the fingers, including the fingers, all the way down the side to the outer edge of your back foot. Notice I'm not leaning or dropping my head. I'm pressing my forearm into my thigh to give my spine length. Keeping my shoulders open. Let's breathe in here together and out. On your next inhale, reach the arm back, pull it behind you, and inhale, lift back to your warrior two. Gazing to this front hand, breathe in. Slowly exhale, cartwheel your hands down to frame the foot and turn your back heel up. We're going to lift our hips up and step the left foot back to meet the right, coming into downward dog. I guess this is our first full downward dog, so pedal the feet a little bit here. We just jumped right into our quads there. So open the chest, relax the heart, take a breath. And nice and slowly we'll transition from our downward dog to a plank position. So however that feels best for you, I want to encourage you to lift the navel toward the spine and maybe lift up and over, engage your muscles. Bring the shoulders above your wrists and then bring some energy into the heels. Notice my shoulders and my hips are in the same plane. I'm not sagging in my hips or dropping, so here. Breathe in and then exhale, drop your knees right where they are. Plant your chest between your hands, come down slowly. Awkward S pose, if this is okay for you. It might be difficult, so don't worry about it. We'll let the legs come down all the way, top of the feet down, and then inhale, open the chest, cobra. So thinking of that sail again, let's swing the arms behind us and clasp the fingers. Pull the hands towards your heels, keep the feet glued and rooted, and breathe into your sail. The neck is long and loose. Massaging the belly as well, feeling the body rise and lower with your breath. Slowly, let's come down, release the hands back next to your chest. Deep breath in, exhale, we're gonna push back into a child's pose. Relax the forehead. Inhale, come back to your tabletop position. Slowly tuck your toes and lift your hips up, downward dog. Breathing in. And then slowly we'll make our way to the front of the mat. So you can step, walk, maybe hop. However you move, please move mindfully and lightly on your feet. Fold here. Roll it up. Inhale. Shrug your shoulders at the top to open the chest. Find that neutral pelvis. Heavy suitcases in the hands, mountain pose. Inhale, reach back, lift up. Touch the hands and exhale as you swan dive. Soften your knees. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, melting forward. Plant your hands. Giant step back with the second leg. We'll drop the back knee, and again, check your alignment, check your stance. Use a cushion if you need. This knee is directly above the heel. We'll scissor the legs and slowly rise up. Trying to keep that pelvic bowl neutral here as well, so our hips still face the front. And we're stretching this back leg's hip flexor. Lift and breathe. One more breath here. Good. Exhale, we'll slowly lower the hands to frame that foot. Tuck your back toes as you lift the knee. Pivot your back foot down. Check your alignment, and then use the energy of this front leg to reverse your cartwheel up for warrior two. On this side, I will turn around to face you so my back is not to you. Check the alignment, nice and tall on the torso. And again, we're letting this hip headlight open with the knee. Nice and tall, soften the shoulders, gazing to that front hand again. Connecting to your breath. Make sure your feet are firmly rooted. Arms are nice and even. We're breathing nice and deeply. Great. So from here, we'll slowly transition, breathe in. Bring that forearm to the front thigh. And again, use that resistance here. We're pressing the forearm into the thigh to keep this bottom shoulder neck region open. And then the top arm stretches up over the ear. Soften your shoulder, palm faces the floor. We're thinking of that line of energy. See if you can keep this hip from being up and keep it dropping. So we're nice and open. See if you can find space in both sides of the neck. Breathing deep here. One more breath. Dialing the heart up a little bit if that's comfortable. Good. Inhale, pull that top arm down and back and lift up, warrior two. Nice breath here. Let's breathe in together. We'll exhale, cartwheel the hands down, frame the foot. Turning the back heel up, lifting your hips, step it back again to down dog. Pedal the feet out. See how that feels. Take a breath. And inhale slowly. Again, mindfully use your muscles to lift up and over, back to your plank position. Exhale as you drop the knees where they are, chest between the hands, chin down. Sliding your legs out, tops of the feet to the floor. Swim the arms behind you. See if you can switch the clasp of the hands. Should feel awkward. And then you're gonna pull, lift, and open your sail here again. Neck is long and loose, feet are glued. Breathe into your chest. One more breath here. Good, release the chest, release the hands. You're gonna come down. I'm gonna have us come up in a reverse awkward S pose, just so if you're having trouble with it, you can see how to try it from another direction. My chin is down, my elbows are close. I'm gonna tuck my toes under, and then I'm gonna inch my knees up like an inchworm to lift my hips and come back to awkward S. So that's another way to access this pose. Let's breathe in. If you're up for it, we're going to push them out away from us. A little push up. Back to all fours. Take a breath. And then we'll slowly peel up, downward dog. So we're going to walk to the middle of the mat. Walk your hands back to meet feet. Standing forward fold here. Slowly let the arms dangle and roll yourself up. Coming to the middle of the mat, open the chest. I'm going to turn to face you all. And then we're going to take a nice wide-legged stance in the middle of the mat. So my feet are parallel. You might want blocks handy if you're a little tight, or you might take a wider stance. We're going to take the hands behind the back, wrap the thumbs around the waist, and pull the elbows behind you. Again, neutral with the headlights of the hips. So nice and even and firmly rooted in our feet. Elbows pull back to kind of find that opening in the chest again, that billowing sail forward, without arching in the back. So we're not pushing our hips forward. We're still nice and even, just opening the chest. Deep breath in here, and out. Let's fill the lungs here one more time, nice and open. And then slowly, when you're ready, you'll hinge at the hips, keeping your feet nice and rooted, nice and grounded. Lengthen here. Coming all the way down, releasing the hands to under your shoulders when you're ready. And then we'll aim the toes to the corners of the mat, open the hips out and the feet out a little bit wider. And then we're gonna find a nice, easy crab walk. So we're gonna bend one leg and open through the other inner thigh. We'll walk our hands to the bent leg side. So both feet stay firmly rooted to protect our knees. Should feel okay in the hips as well. We're doing a nice stretch in the inner thigh. Inhale through center. Walk your hands one over the other, and then to the other side, exhale. Stretching the other inner thigh. And you can kind of find a gentle movement with the hips if you'd like. That feels good. Inhale through center. Nice and slow exhale to the other side. And again, maybe you shift the hips up and down. Listen to your body. Good. Inhale through center and exhale to the other side. Just finding a little more space with each breath. Inhaling and exhaling, keeping the breath moving deeply and smoothly. Let's inhale one more time. Exhale to the second side. Good. Let's come back to center. Hands under the shoulders. You can come onto fingertips or your blocks. See if you can find that length through the spine so we're not rounding our back or our shoulders, we're lengthening. We're going to pull the feet back to parallel to ground our feet. And then one hand at a time will come to the hip as you ground and slowly hinge yourself, come upright, nice and slowly. Open the chest and shoulders, and then again, bring the feet in a little bit, the heels in and the toes back out. So we're going to bring the arms out in front of us, soften your shoulders. We're going to do a little horse pose variation. So arms stretch out, shoulders ground, and then we're going to sink into our quads. So you want to find a plie or a position that works best for you. We want the knees opening, and we want to just relax into it. So we don't want to lean forward too much. We want to try to keep our spine long, but it should be comfortable, and your feet should be firmly grounded, so your knees are tracking over your ankles. Reaching the arms out, nice and tall in the chest. Connecting to your breath here. Lots of energy and strength here. Good. So from here, we're going to inhale as we lift the arms up, straighten through the legs, reach up. And then we're going to float the arms behind us like that billowed sail, keep the pelvis neutral. And then slowly as you exhale, we'll come back down and reach the arms forward again like we're riding our horse. Good. Inhale, lift, open. Deep breath in, exhale, send the arms back as you slowly come back down. And reach the arms forward. So let's do that again. Inhale, lift. As we straighten, exhale the arms behind you as you lower slowly down. And reach. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift, engage your glutes and your quads. Exhale, arms come back, open your chest. And back down, reach the arms forward. One more breath here. Good, lower the arms and we'll straighten through the legs. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Heel toe the feet back to center. Good, and shake it out a little bit. So let's see, what else do we need to do before we balance? Let's do our balance next. So we're going to take the eagle and we're going to start from our mountain pose. So we want the feet nice and even. And what do I want to say before we even try this? So the eagle pose is more of a challenging balance, but I think one of the keys is to try to keep the spine upright, keep your gaze fixed, and we want to think of that energy spiraling up as we're rooting down at the same time. So the energy is in the pelvis is kind of rooting down into our feet and our heel, and then we're spiraling up through the eagle so that we're creating that energy toward the midline that's moving up. So we've got a dynamic energy happening. I think that really helps a lot with the balance if you think of it that way. So to start, you're going to pick whichever leg you want to start with. I'm going to start on this side, my left side, which is your right for me probably. So I'm going to sink a little weight there, and I'm going to soften my knee joint. I don't want it locked. I want it nice and soft. I'm going to inhale, spread the arms out wide, lengthen and soften the shoulders. And then I'm going to wrap my left arm under my right. So I'm leaning on my left, I'm starting my left leg, the left arm comes under the right. And then the arms can either grab your shoulders, you can be here, arms can be back to back. If you're flexible and have room without torquing your wrists, you can have the hands palm to palm. If doing that causes you to hold like this, then I don't want you to do that because that's gonna impede the circulation to your fingers. So we are creating a bind in the arms, which is good for this pose, but we want to keep the energy flowing through the hands and wrists. So wherever you are with your hand position is great, whatever works for you. The weight is on that standing leg, and then you're going to fix your gaze and connect to your breath before you do anything else. And then when you feel steady, you're going to take the opposite leg and wrap it around the standing leg. So again, option here, create a little bind. You can have the big toe down for stability. If you're up to it, you can wrap the foot behind the calf if that's comfortable. And again, if not, then don't do it. So you can just have a bind here. You can maybe not have the toe down or have it down, whatever you like. Torso's tall. And then maybe the elbows rise a little bit. Keep your gaze fixed, keep your breath moving. Think of that spiraling up as you ground down at the same time. Good. And if you fell out, don't worry about it. Try again. We'll slowly unwind, releasing those binds, shake it out. So when we do that, we get lots of nice blood flow back to those places we just sort of blocked off. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll try to just forget about what happened on that side, if it went well or if it didn't, just let it go. Switch to the other leg, soft knee. I'll try not to talk this much through this one. Inhale, send the arms out. Lots going on in this pose. Pull the fingers out, soften your shoulders. Swing the right under the left, or whichever, the other side. Doing the other side. So find the arm position that works. Torso's tall, shoulders are above the hips as best you can. And as you're ready, fix your gaze, connect to the breath, and slowly wrap the leg around. Maybe the toes down, maybe you come all the way around. Maybe you start over with the right side. Connecting to your breath. Lifting and grounding at the same time. And very slowly we'll unwind. Nice work, shake it out. Woo, long time no eagle. That was a challenge for me. I hope you guys did well wherever you are. Okay. So let's start. Let's come back to our mountain pose. Feet hip width. Nice neutral pelvis. Inhale, stretch up tall. You can take a nice side stretch here. Reach up and over. Keep the feet grounded. And stretch through the side body here. Keep the chest open. Inhale, lift yourself up to center and switch the grasp. Reach up and over. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower the arms by the side. Let's shrug our shoulders and open the chest. Excellent. We're going to come down to the floor. So I'm going to take my feet out a little wide. I'm going to reach my arms out like we just did for the horse and slowly lower down. See if you can lower down with your torso nice and tall into a squatting position. If this doesn't work for you, you can skip it. You can also use a cushion under your heels if you need. If you're comfortable squatting, take the arms inside the legs, thumbs to sternum, and then dropping the hips. We're going to squeeze the elbows with the legs and push out with the elbows at the same time. See if you can find a nice long spine here, open chest. Take a deep breath into your belly and out. Good. Reach your hands behind you for support to lower your hips to the floor. Coming to your mat and then grabbing your cushion if you need a little height for your hips. Good. So coming up onto your cushion and bring your legs out in front. So I'm going to kind of press my legs down and flex my toes toward my face. Make sure your hips, your sitting bones are nice and grounded, and your pelvis is nice and neutral here as well. So we don't want to round the back, hips point up, or arch. Nice and neutral. You can also soften the knees if your legs are super tight. We're going to inhale, lift the arms up, take a deep breath in. Let's bend the knees a little bit here so we can start there and then maybe open the knees and then lengthen over the legs. So again, try to keep the spine long here as we reach for your kitty, and then relax down. And then maybe straighten the legs if you've got room. You could use a strap here if you want across the feet. Keep the shoulders open. Try not to punch the shoulders up by the ears to reach the feet. Doesn't matter where your hands are. We're working the hamstrings. So open the chest here. I want you to think about breathing in from the tailbone to the crown of your head. Lengthen on your inhale, reach. And then use your exhale just to soften. Again, we don't want to be at the edge. We want to have room to work with the breath. So listen to your body. Lengthen through the breath. Inhale, chest is open, shoulders are soft, neck is long and relaxed. Exhale just softens you a little bit more. Inhale, we open and lengthen. And exhale, soften. Take one more breath like that. Nice deep breath in. And soften. Slowly walk your hands back as you rise up. And I'm going to take my hands behind me. I'm going to bend my knees and place my feet on the floor. A little counter stretch for our forward bend. Feet hip width apart. If you're more advanced and want to keep the legs straight and together, you can. We're just going to reverse a tabletop or a plank. So hands are under the shoulders. Breathe in. Exhale as you lift your hips and stretch your chest up. Keep the neck supported. Don't drop the head back. Maybe your legs are straight. Maybe they're bent. We'll slowly come back down to our bum and our seat. Good. And then we're going to bend one knee into the chest. So I want you to squeeze the knee in and lift up tall. Flex the extended legs foot. And then open that leg out to the side. So our sole of the foot is on the inner thigh of the other extended leg, and we're opening the chest. Inhale, stretch both arms up. Keep your shoulders soft, and then exhale, bow over this leg. This time it's okay if you want to round a little bit, drop the forehead to the knee. Catch a breath or two here, just relax. And when you're ready, slowly walk your hands up. Come back upright. We're going to take the opposite arm to the leg that's extended behind us on the floor. And we're going to send this same arm as the extended leg open. Lift your sail. Breathe into it here. And then exhale as you sweep up and over. Nice full side stretch here. Love the stretch. Should feel great. We're planting our extended foot and reaching up and over. Neck stays long with the head. Slowly exhale as you release back down. Good. Switching sides. Extend the bent leg and bend the extended leg in. Squeeze it in, lift up. Open that leg out to the side. Sole of the foot to the inner thigh, foot is flexed. Aim over your extended leg, inhale, reach. Deep breath in with soft shoulders, exhale, bow. Relax here with a couple of deep breaths. Again, wherever you are is great, so just listen to your body, keeping everything soft. And moving with the breath. Nice and slowly we'll walk the hands back as we come upright. Again, opposite arm to the extended leg reaches back. Same arm stretches open. Fill your sail, breathe in. Use the exhale to lift up onto the bottom knee and reach up and over. Plant your foot. Extend. Connecting, feeling it through the fingers all the way to the foot. Beautiful. Slowly come back down, nice and smooth. And then we'll come to a comfortable seat. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to do a little bit of the cooling breath for this summer heat. So finding your comfortable seat and close the eyes. You might want to look before you close the eyes, but what we're going to do is with the eyes closed, and if you can do this, it's helpful. If you can't, it's okay. You don't have to, but if you can curl your tongue, I know it's a genetic thing, so it's not everyone can do it, and that's fine. But you're going to, if you can curl the tongue, you're going to curl the tongue, and we're going to sip the air in as we lift the head. So we're bringing the air, the external air over the tongue, curled to kind of cool it. As we sort of drink it in, and if you can't, that's okay. You just bring the air in over the tongue. So nice, like you're sucking through a straw. So you're going to imagine that. So nice tall posture. You're going to inhale through your straw as you lift the head up. And as you exhale through the nose, you're going to bow the chin to the chest. Inhale, sucking through the straw. Lifting, close the mouth as you exhale through the nose. And bow the chin forward. So we're trying to bring cooling air into the lungs to cool the body down. Inhale, lift, and suck through your straw. Exhale through the nose, chin to chest. Let's do a couple more rounds, just like that. Nice, slow, long breaths. And one more time. And bring your head back to neutral, keeping the eyes closed. Pelvis neutral, breath normal. And then you're welcome to stay here if you'd like to remain seated in your final resting pose as a bit of a meditation. From our cooling breath, if you prefer to lie on the back in Savasana, you're welcome to do that as well. So wherever you are, wherever you want to be, listen to your body, whatever you feel is going to best serve you today. If you're on the back, any tension there, you might bend the knees toward the midline, feet wide. Maybe tuck the shoulders under the heart. If you're on the back, palms up. If you're in your seated meditation, just keep the eyes closed. Posture tall. And we'll all relax wherever you are. Finding your final resting position and completely letting go. Maybe scanning your body if there's any tension at all remaining. Surround that tension with your cooling breath. And use the exhale just to melt it away from the body. Relax. Release. Let go. Pardon the bird talk. As you relax the entire body, so you'll stay there. I'm just going to come up to the seat while you relax. Just another minute. If the mind wanders at all, just gently bring it back to the breath. Relax. 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 You'll gently wiggle your fingers and your toes as you bring awareness back to your body. If you're in a comfortable seat, we'll stay nice and upright in your seated posture. And if you're on the back, we'll bend our knees and roll to the right side to a fetal pose for just a moment. Noticing any changes between the body and the mind from now and the beginning of your practice. Maybe you set an intention or dedication and bring that to mind as well. And you're going to slowly, if you're not already in a seat, use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. And sitting up nice and tall in your easy pose. And as you're ready, let's inhale, lift the arms up, sweep up nice and tall. Feel your hands at the top. We'll lower them down to our heart. And bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. And we'll bow to each other. Namaste.